is Pixie. I didn't know if I was ever going to do this, but I think I want to revisit Lolita fashion today. If you've been around this channel for a long time, or you maybe used to watch and it's been a while, hi. My channel originally was mostly about Lolita. My very first video ever was a Kawaii box unboxing, so it's always been like general Kawaii, but most of my videos for the first, I want to say year, maybe more than that, maybe a little bit less, were all about Lolita fashion. And whenever I stopped wearing Lolita fashion, it was like a big deal, at least to me. I'm gonna get into it and go over the history, origins, and some of the ins and outs, and I'll explain more there. But basically there's a really big like lifestyle and community aspect around Lolita. So whenever you're like leaving Lolita, or quitting, especially as like a Lolita YouTuber or whatever back in the day, like people still talk about it to me, and this was what, 7 years ago? So yeah, I owe a lot to Lolita and the like international Lolita community for my channel originally taking off, I guess. And when I left Lolita, I was very strict about like, I am done. And the only reason for that is because of the way my brain like associates fashion with phases of life and stuff. If you've been watching this channel for longer, you know like the crap I'm talking about. I'll spare you all those details. But basically it really felt like we're putting this version of me away, and now we're on to a whole new thing, like packing that up, we're on to a new chapter. And I really felt like I could not wear multiple styles at once. And the main reason that I left Lolita fashion was because I felt it was limiting, especially in the way that I would not allow myself to wear any other style if I was like a lifestyle Lolita. And also because I knew I wanted to go into fashion design at that point already, and I didn't want to be a Lolita brand. So I felt like I needed to really like delve outward and explore other things, or I was gonna end up, you know, just making Lolita dresses, which I love Lolita. I still think it's really beautiful. That never stopped. But I did need to fly the coop, and I don't regret that, obviously. I have worn so many styles since then. In the last few years, obviously, I have branched out and I present in many different ways now. And I kind of just clued in recently that like, there's no reason that I can't wear Lolita again, or at least maybe try it. At least maybe dare perhaps to put on a petticoat once more. And I thought that this series, going into little deep dives and trying each J-fashion style, or a bunch of them, could never do them all, I thought it was the perfect opportunity to kind of dip my toes back in. I've also been really inspired by my friends that wear Lolita along with other styles, both in real life and online. Like, I have friends in my local comm that will wear Lolita to one meet and then like Decora to the next. And I'm like, there's literally no reason why that can't be my life. And there are some Lolita dresses that I am so in love with and I want so bad. So yeah, if you happen to see my Gyaru transformation video, we're gonna do the same kind of format to this video. So I'm gonna start off, I guess, with my personal spiel. My personal spiel, which is now done. Thank you very much. We're going to go into the history, origins, a little explainer about Lolita if you are new, and then I'm gonna get myself in a head-to-toe caward and take some photos and video and probably astral project. Okay, and yeah, once again, if it sounds like I'm reading a script, mama came prepared. So Lolita fashion is one of the most popular Japanese street styles today. Its origins go all the way back to the 70s. At this time, both Kawaii culture and this kind of romanticized idea of the French aesthetic were all the rage. These trends kind of melded together, and magazines and brands started putting out this aesthetic that was elegant and romantic and feminine, combining French fashion with Kawaii color palettes and themes. This style developed evolved over the years, mostly led by brands like Milk and Pink House. Angelic Pretty was also around at this time in their pre-Lolita days, operating under the name Pretty. But it actually wasn't until the late 80s that Lolita would get its name. This came with the launch of the brand Baby the Stars Shine Bright, which is another one of the most iconic Lolita brands to this day. The 90s is when Lolita really started to take off, with brands and different sub-styles popping up everywhere, new magazines, and new like celebrity icons. And Lolita fashion is another Japanese street style that really evolved to become more of a lifestyle and a culture than just a way of dressing. Lolita communities, or comms, have popped up all over the world, and these are local groups of folks that share their love of Lolita fashion, often meeting up, having things called meetups or meets. And aside from these small local community events, Lolita brands also hold official paid events that usually have a mandatory dress code that you wear a certain percentage of items from their brand, which is fierce. That's fierce. Can you imagine getting turned away at the door because they're like calculating your wrist cuffs and your head bow, and they're like, eh. Similarly to Gyaru, I could go on and on and on about the nooks and crannies of Lolita, but I will leave my sources in the description if you want to read up more. Let's go over the substyles. The three main substyles are classic, sweet, and gothic. Classic Lolita is where it all started. See a lot of pinks and reds and solid colors. Not too many prints at this time. It was more about the actual cut of the dress, the lace. It's just straight, classic, like something you would find on a sweet little vintage doll. Sweet Lolita is where all of the pastels come in. Pastel pink, sax blue, pastel yellow, lavender, lots of sugary sweet prints with like bunnies and ice cream and strawberries and waffles. Anything cutesy and happy and sweet and pastel and kawaii you can find on a Sweet Lolita dress. You might see a bag that's like a little stuffed animal. You might see someone with like a lollipop on their head. Like in classic Lolita, they would probably not have a lollipop on their head. And Gothic Lolita is what it sounds like and is probably the most universally known like of all J fashions. Gothic Lolita was actually created by Mana-sama, a visual kei celebrity. Their brand Moi Même Moitié had two different lines. There was Elegant Gothic Lolita and Elegant Gothic Aristocrat. Not was, are. Is Moi Même still running? I have not engaged in the Lolita community for a long time. I just see it from the sidelines, so I'm running on like 2015 knowledge. There are many other substyles. Punk Lolita, Country Lolita, Hime Lolita, Sailor Lolita. They can get like really specific. And there are also some related styles that are kind of like sisters or cousins to Lolita, like Otome, which is kind of a more toned down style. It's similar, it's more casual, more wearable. I say that with the biggest quotations ever, because I know a lot of us are going to the mall with the lollipop on our head. And then OG and Aristocrat are both more masculine leaning styles. Think like princely, little pumpkin pants. A lot of Lolita and OG and Aristocrat is very Rococo inspired. I don't think I actually said that. I said they were inspired by the whole France loving thing, which is true, but part of the thing they love about France is the Rococo era. Okay, and again, if I got any of that super wrong, please let me know down below. I will pin a comment. Alright, I am going to stop talking and we are going to go and get in Lolita. So the first thing I had to do was somehow acquire a Lolita dress. I have lots of friends locally that are into J fashion and Lolita, which is super lucky and amazing. So I shot two of my Lolita friends a message and they were super happy to lend me a dress. They sent me a bunch of options and I ended up going with this Diamond Honey Fantasy Snowball dress. And now with this dress and print to work off of, I can begin coordinating. There are lots of really beautiful colors in this print, but I decided to focus on this minty greeny blue color. I have one brand name Lolita bag remaining, one Angelic Pretty bag that is this fuzzy mint heart-shaped bag with a pink bow. I think it looks absolutely perfect with this print. Sadly, I don't have any of my Lolita shoes, so I am wearing the Dream V Heart Heel Mules. Again, I know I wore those for the Gyaru video,
but I just needed a big pink bow on my foot, you know? The blouse is just an old bodyline blouse that I never got rid of. And with those shoes, I thought these sheer mint heart print socks were super cute. I did try on some Angelic Pretty over the knee socks, but the pinks totally clashed and it just did not look good. I really wanted to have a head bow for this. You can wear lots of different hair accessories for Lolita, but a head bow is so Lolita specific, and I wanted to just go like full Lolita experience with this. I noticed this when I was getting photos from my old Lolita days, but I almost always wore pink with blonde, and I did that again this time. That has never been a conscious decision. I think I just gravitate towards it. For jewelry, I have a lovely Puvatel set. I hope I'm saying that right. And yeah, this sort of little visual mock-up is the way that I used to coordinate back in the day as well. I just love a little polyvore moment, and it's also great if you are considering like purchasing or making things. You can get an idea for how it will all look together in the end. I wanted to do a little bit of crafting just to add more to this look. I decided to bead some pearls for a little bit of a hair accessory. I just took apart an old necklace that I pretty much just made for the like therapeutic experience of making a necklace that night. So I chopped her up and I just made this simple little pearl string. Another thing that I really wanted to have in this cord was wrist cuffs. So I decided to whip up some wrist cuffs on the sewing machine. I went out and I bought some lace. I wasn't like super duper crazy thrilled about these laces, but once I had it all gathered and I had the finished cuff, it looks really cute. And you better bet that I checked to make sure those whites matched. Oh my god. I think I'm gonna gift these to the friend that lent me the dress as a thank you, so if you're watching this, hee. I didn't go too crazy with the hairstyling. This is a really pretty, soft, wavy blonde wig, but I did spice up the head bow just a little bit by adding a little mint bow, and I just used a couple of bobby pins to secure that string of pearls. For this J Fashion series, I really enjoy putting the whole look on the mannequin. This dress doesn't have the most voluminous skirt of all time. I put all 3 petticoats on here and then had to take one off because it was insane. It was like card captor Sagr. Like I pretty much immediately knew this was gonna be too much, but anyway, I tried it anyway and it was funny. With the entire coordinate planned, it was time to get ready to get in it. I wanted to follow a makeup tutorial like beat for beat, and I looked through a bunch of them and I found this 9-year-old Misako Aoki Kawaii Patine Lolita makeup tutorial. I wish I recorded myself the first time I watched this, cause this video is so funny.
青木美沙子のロリータメイクレッスンスタートです。
The editing is just like beautifully dated in such a charming and funny way, and the music like clips in and out at crazy volumes. I just love it.
Cool Japan. Kawaii, cosplay, fashion, Lolita, traditional, gothic, items, otaku.
Garugamesh! Oh yeah! Gaming! Oh, yeah!
So I did my foundation and powdered it like normal, and then from that point on, everything else was different. The instructions were to put the blush right under your iris, which is super different for me. I do my blush really heavily, like on the sides of my eyes, and then blend it in and under, and it goes right into my hairline. But this placement looks really cute. For the eyeshadow, she said it's a lot of light pinks and browns. I did exactly the look that she does, a soft pink on the outside, a pearl highlighter, a little bit of brown underneath to kind of get that droopy puppy dog eye thing, and then more pearl highlighter on the inner corner of that under eye bag. This is really cute. Cute, soft, sweet. For eyeliner, she used a super soft brown eyeliner. I'm not sure if it was a pen or a pencil. I have this like freckle or brow pen thing in brown. And she says to start all the way on your inner tear duct corner of your eye, trace a thin line all the way around, and then extend about 5 millimeters downward at the end. This is completely new territory for me. I've never done my eyeliner like this, but I mean, I think it kind of looks like hers does. I threw on mascara and lashes. It's really weird having nothing to do for brows or nose. She actually also instructs you to cut your bangs blunt directly in between your eyes and eyebrows. So I don't have that. The lips also are really soft and light and small, whereas I usually do mine like overlined and hot pink. I kind of like this. I think by the end of this series, I'm gonna have a completely different way of doing my makeup. But yeah, I actually used a little bit of foundation to get that gradient going, and I used a super cute sparkly Too Faced lip gloss. And I also used the lip gloss only in the middle of my lips and not all the way to the corners. I think that helps it be more a little bit more like ball jointed doll-like and less like, I don't know. I think this looks really, really sweet and soft and cute. I really like the under eye eyeshadow, and I also really like the lips. And I also really like the blush. I do miss having nose blush, and I do miss having a nose highlight. It looks like my nose has just been forgotten. But that's makeup. Finally putting on the wig and the head bow with the makeup on. It just doesn't look like me at all. Like, that's just completely foreign to me. Like, I'm looking at it right now on the screen editing, and yeah, that's not me. After that, I finally got dressed, and this is how it turned out. This was a very emotional and bizarre experience for me in a really positive way. I said this at the beginning, but I totally didn't think this would ever happen. But yeah, I've been reconnecting with a lot of different past versions of me and eras of my life, and I have so many friends like me that love this. And I really kind of miss it. There was a major wall, like a mental block for a long time where I was just like, no, that's completely off limits. Like, don't even like the Twitter post. Don't even reply on the picture of the new release. Like, don't let them know you're breathing. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm ready. Sorry to be so dramatic, but it kind of is for me. I also think I look cute if we want to talk about the actual award. I love how this turned out. I think the bag and the socks and the head bow, the mint looks super cute together. Please forgive me that the petty is showing out of the bottom in some of these shots. I saw that after I was done shooting and I had taken it all off, and I was like, girl, I am aware that that is illegal. And also, all of my tattoos are out. I technically could have coordinated this with a sweater and some OTKs, but I think it looks really cool, especially when your tattoos are also kind of a similar aesthetic and theme. It just kind of adds, because it's oh, this girl goes hard on this kawaii Anyway, this was me revisiting Lolita. Thank you so much for watching. This was a really fun and positive experience. I would love to keep it that way. Please be nice to me. But anyway, that is it. Thank you so much again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video, which isn't this one, because this one is over. Bye!
Seems to be increasing over time. It's silent.